Do you ever get exhausted and think, I just want to be me, but yet you hide you hide your quirks, you hold back your opinions, and you don't really share your dreams? I feel you. And to be honest, I think everybody has been there at some point. We all want to be accepted and liked and wanted and feel like we belong and fit in. But the thing is, we want to be accepted for who we actually are. And so there's this balance, this imbalance. We want to be liked for us. We want to be wanted for us. We crave to be ourselves, but we really want to be accepted and fit in and belong and liked. I've been a people pleaser my whole life. I'm working on it and I'm overcoming it, but it's still there. I don't want to hurt people. I want to be liked. I want to be accepted. I want approval. I want to be wanted. And so often I tiptoe around and do things that I think they want, do things that they like. And it wasn't until a year or so ago that I heard a podcast that talked about how people pleasing is actually a form of manipulation. I had no idea. I never thought of it that way. To be honest, I didn't even see it as people pleasing. I thought it was me being easygoing, just going with it. But the more work I've been doing on myself, I'm realizing a lot about myself and that I have been a people pleaser. And a lot of it is to not be left, to not be alone, to be liked, to be seen a certain way, to have that approval, to be part of something. And so when I heard this, that people pleasing is a form of manipulation, I was embarrassed and shameful, which actually pushed me to want to work on it and overcome it even more, which is a good thing. But it makes sense, because when we want to be accepted, when we want to be liked, when we want that approval, we watch those people. We watch and see, what do they do? What do they like? How do they act? What don't they like? And then we compare that to ourselves. And we start changing ourselves. We stop hiding parts of ourselves that don't fit that. We don't really share differing opinions. And this is where comparison sneaks in, is when we start thinking, if I'm more like them, they'll like me. But then we lose ourselves because we're not being who we want to be. We're not being who we are. And we're hiding the parts of us that we want to be accepted for. And it starts to go into, it's our insecurities. Maybe someone made fun of you for something, and now you always hold that back. Or someone criticized you about something at one time, and now you hold that back. You don't share your opinions. Or someone laughed at you for sharing something you wanted to do, and so you don't share anymore. But then we're not being who we want to be accepted for. We're not being ourselves. We're not being true to ourselves. And this comes up all over the place. You think at school, in friend groups, in classrooms, on projects, in sports, you want to be part of that group, a certain group. And so you start doing things that they do, even though maybe you don't agree with it, or it doesn't feel right, or you don't really care, but you do it to fit in, for them to see you as one of them. Or maybe some bad things of, maybe you start making fun of other people because they do. Or you start being mean to other groups because that's what they do. Or you start vandalizing or stealing things. And it doesn't feel right. You know it's wrong. But you do it because that's what this group does. And this group you want to fit in. Or maybe Or maybe there's a conversation going on and you have a completely different view of it or an opinion of it. And it's different than everybody else in the group. And so you hold that back because you don't want to be shunned. You don't want to be made fun of, or you don't want to make them mad or feel like the outsider. And so you start holding that stuff back. There's so many areas of this that I've done, and a lot of stuff I'm not proud of that I did just to fit in, to be like them, to be part of that group. And a lot of things that I just held back because I didn't want to be different. But yet, that's what we yearn for. We want to stand out. We want to be unique. We want to be ourselves, our individual selves. But yet, we want to fit in. And so it's just this crazy, crazy balance of it all. And comparison creeps in on all that. To say, you're not like them. Look at them. But I don't want to be like everybody else. I really don't. I want to be accepted for me. And there are so many times when I just want to be me. I feel exhausted some days of, I just want to be me. But yet, I'm not being me fully always. And I'm holding myself back. Now, why? Is it because that person's really judgmental? Is it because they criticized me one time? Is it because I have my own insecurities about that and so I hold back? Is it because I'm afraid they're going to laugh at me? But the thing is, no matter if we hold back or not, we're still not being accepted for the real us. We're being accepted for who we think they want us to be. I want to get away from that, though. I want to just be me, and I don't care what you think. If you don't like it, you're not my people. And I'm learning that. And I'm learning to be okay with that. Because I'd rather you not like who I actually am than like me for who I'm not. If that makes sense. And I don't know if you guys ever feel that. But so what I'm doing to work on this is, and what I'm finding actually works, is I catch myself. So when I'm sitting there and I'm holding back, I want to say something, I want to be goofy, I have this urge to do something or share my opinion or share a wild idea, and I'm not, and I'm holding back, I catch that moment, and then I pause. And there is so much that happens in that pause. First, I recognize what's going on. Okay, you want to share your opinion and you're not. Oh, you feel like getting up and making a bunch of noise and being goofy. Or I kind of want to tell them about my idea. Or I don't really want to do that. I don't think that's a good idea. Whatever it is, I recognize what's actually happening. And then I ask myself, why? Why am I holding back? Is it because I'm afraid they won't like it? I'm afraid they won't accept it. They won't accept me. Am I afraid they're going to make fun of me? Am I afraid they're going to be mad? Am I afraid they're going to leave? They're not going to want me anymore. They're not going to want to be my friend. They're not going to want to hang out. They're going to disagree, and then I'm not going to know what to say. I'm not going to have an explanation. Am I afraid it's going to start a whole thing? What is it? What's the why behind it? What's the fear that's going to what am I afraid is going to happen if I be myself? And then I ask, who do I want to be accepted for? And then I ask myself a question, and it's a really important question. And you can't, when I skip this question, I usually fall off. So I ask myself, Who do I want to be accepted for? Who do I want to be liked for? Who do I want to be wanted for? Who is that me that I want to be? And what does that mean? And of course, we want to be wanted for us. We want to be accepted for the real us. We want to be accepted for that opinion, or in spite of that opinion. I want to be wanted and liked and accepted despite my differing opinions, or despite my goofiness, or despite my ignorance. And that I have to remind myself, I want to be accepted regardless. And I want to be accepted for me. I just want to be me. You feel me? And so I have to remind myself, and I ask myself that, and I actually go inside, find that friend within, and I chat with her. I work through it with her as if she was my best friend having the same issue. How would you talk to them? I talk to myself that way. And when I can do that, then I choose. I make the choice. Do I lean in and just be me? Even a little bit. Maybe not fully, but even a little bit. Or do I continue holding back? 9 times out of 10, if I follow those steps fully, especially that pause moment, if I follow that fully, I lean in. And I let myself be me. Because I decide I want to be wanted for me. I want to be accepted for me. I want these people to know the real me. And I guess to know that they're going to still accept me. They're still going to like me. It doesn't always happen the way I want it to. But when it doesn't, and I reflect on those moments, it's because I didn't go through it all the way. Either I didn't catch myself soon enough, or I didn't fully go into the pause moment. If you guys try these steps and really go through the full pause moment, it works because you're actually working with yourself through it. You're catching yourself. You're saying, okay, this is the moment that's happening. I recognize what's going on. Why am I doing it? What am I afraid of? And then who do I want to be? Because the fear is always not being accepted, being made fun of, failing, making them mad, or getting pushed out, basically, is our fear, being alone in the big picture of it, or at the depth of it. And so when we understand that, but then we can also understand, yeah, but all those fears, I still want to be accepted for who I actually am. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think of this, what you try, what hasn't worked, what has worked for you. And if you want to try this, and let me know. Let me know what holds you back if you do catch those moments, because I think we do. I think you guys probably do catch those moments. But then what happens after that? You catch it, you know that you're biting your tongue, you know that you're holding back, but what happens next? What do you do there? Because I feel like that's where a lot of times we fall off, is then we just stop, because we go to the why of what I'm holding back, why I'm holding back. I don't want to get made fun of. They're not going to like it. But take that next step and really understand who you want to be accepted for, who you want to be liked for. And really go inside, be that friend to yourself, talk with yourself through it. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until next time, catch the moment, pause, and then choose. And keep looking forward.